Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. Today I have a new, exciting unboxing and disassembly for you guys and gals. So let's get in here and check it out. And I definitely want to say thank you to my subscribers, thank you to my patrons. Look at that! And thank you to my channel members. You guys are freaking awesome. You're keeping this thing going. And yeah, look at that. It's a CRKT. So this is going to be the CRKT Compact, and I'm going to get right in it because I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, look at this. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Wow, that is small. Man, oh man. So if you were looking for an answer to the other CEO, and I'm going to show you two other versions of the CEO, and this one might just be the real deal. Man, you could have this in your shirt pocket, in your suit pocket. You could have it in your pants pocket. I mean, I carry my CEO. I've carried this so much. It's unbelievable. In my shirt pocket, in my polo shirt. But let's see what it looks like. Oh, look at that. Would you look at it? Man, that is attractive. You talk about a steak knife. I mean, you could take this and set this now down next to your silverware. Ooh, yeah, just set it right there next to your fork, just waiting for your steak to show up. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Now this runs for $44.90, around $44.99 on White Mountain Knives, and you can use my discount code and to save you all the trouble. I have so many 10% off discount codes. Just go to the description of this video and they're all listed out. Recommended knives, knife maintenance, all that good stuff. There's an affiliate link to Smoky Mountain Knife Works. There's White Mountain Knives. I mean, you name it, it's in there. So go check that out. That way I won't have to name them all for you. But with 10% off, this will run you $40 with the Beez Blades discount code. And let's go all the way down and take a look. Look at that satin. Ooh, man, that is nice. That is really nice. Nice looking grind. Really nice looking grind. We'll go all the way down. Now, this looks like metal. And it actually feels like metal, but it's FRN, which is fiberglass reinforced nylon. And look here, we have a reversible pocket clip, and that pocket clip's so nice. It doesn't have branding on it. The other one, well, I'll go through the comparisons here in a minute, but no branding on the pocket clip. It's deep carry. You're not going to have any issues getting that inside of anything. And I can already see on the inside we're milled out for weight reduction. But we're going to get in here and take this apart here in just a minute. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to give you the specs in 60 seconds. You want to do that? All right, let's do that. All right, I just got all the measurements. Let's get a quick weight on this bad boy. And then we'll zip through them in less than 60 seconds. I'm going to sit. Oh, it's definitely not 2 ounces. It feels solid. I'm going to go, I don't know, 1.85. That's my lucky guess. Oh, God, look at that. 1.61 ounces. 1.5. I mean, holy moly. All right, you ready? Are you set? Let's go. So your total length, 6.13 inches from tip to tip. Your blade style is pretty much a clip point. You have a 1.4116 stainless steel, which is pretty much the same as you get with a Swiss Army knife. And you have a satin finish, and your total blade length is 2.58 inches with a sharpened blade length of 2.48 inches. Your blade width is 0.49 inches, and your blade stock thickness, check this out, 88 thousandths. Your thickness behind the edge is 17 to 21 thousandths, and your handle material is FRN. Now, your closed length from tip to tip is 3.55 inches with a handle width and closed width of 0.56 inches. Your handle thickness is 0.46 inches, and you have a flipper for opening. We'll see what's all on the inside and what's in your pivot. You have a reversible pocket clip, and the designer is Richard Rogers. Your model number is 7095. Let's see how she cuts right out of the box. A little bit of magazine paper. All right, that's pretty good. Ooh, yeah, it's slicey. Oh, yeah, we're good to go on that. Now, there are different models of this, and I'll show you the different models here in just a second. But let's check out the fit. We've pretty much looked at the finish, and I'll take one quick tour all the way down for you. It is so clean, very clean looking. And I love how the liners are inside. They're not inset. I'm not real big on nested liners, depending on the knife. But yeah, look at that. There you go. Rogers design, nice and clean. You know, it'd be nice if they put that, you know, down here on the inside or maybe right there on top of the spine. But other than that, that's not too hateful. There's your CRKT, but really, really clean looking knife. And I like this gray. It's kind of almost a blue. And this pocket clip, I already know this. I think this is identical pocket clip to the flipper that I already have. So I know that that's going to work really well. Let's see how it feels. See, that's what's so surprising about these knives. They look dainty, but they're not. It's very, very strong. I mean, it is sturdy. There is no blade play, no lock rock whatsoever. It is solid. I mean, it is solid. Let's see what our lockup looks like. Ooh, it is snappy. Wow, it is snappy. Oh, we have a really good lockup. I'd say about 60% or more. Look at that. Nice lockup. And now, as far as pass-through, it doesn't have an easy pass-through. We'll go over the ergos here in just a second. But as far as your pocket clip, I'm going to try it in and out of my pocket right now while you're watching me a clip. Oh, yeah, all day long. This will go in your shirt pocket, and it only weighs, what, just over 1.5 ounces? So this is, you can have this in your pocket all day long and not even know it. And if you need it to cut open a package or to, you know, you're going out to eat or whatever, you always have a nice knife on you. And look how sleek this thing is. That is sleek. All right, so some quick size comparisons. This is going to be easy. Are you ready? I'm probably have to back out. Now here is the CRKT CEO thumb stud, and this is the CEO 7095, CRKT 7095. Now look at the difference. See all that blade you have there? This is going to be a little more incognito, maybe not so scary in the break room or when you go out to eat. Now this is the flipper. This is my favorite, which I might have a new favorite now with this compact design. So here's the flipper, the CRKT CEO flipper 7097. So there's the difference between the three and the looks between the three. All right, so we'll put a couple classics out here. Here's the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and here's the Spyderco PM3. Now you can see, yeah, it's a little knife. It's not a big knife. And we'll check out the ergos. I'm really curious how the ergos are going to be. And here is the Spyderco Delica 4, and the CRKT Pilar 3, or Pilar 3, or however you want to say it. And then there's two more that I want to show. Here is the Civivi Lumi. Okay, there we are. Now we're in the ballpark. Look at that. So there's the Civivi Lumi. And then here is one of my favorites lately. Oh my goodness. The Petrified Fish Scout. And if you want to see the Lumi or the Scout, you can just go to the search bar at the top of my channel and they'll pop right up. Or the Pilar 3, you name it. All you got to do is go search it. All right, so let's check out some of the fun stuff. All right, let's check out deployment and some ergos, and let's get down to the nitty gritty, okay? So now my other one, you have to really push hard. Let's see how it is here. I'm going to back out a little bit for you, give you some room. Man, it snaps right out. I mean, it snaps out. Yes. And push, let's see how the push button is. Yes, the push button on this one is much smoother than on my full size. The full size prefers the old light switcheroonie. And look here, has some really nice jimping. That jimping is not sharp. It doesn't really grab your skin, but it does give you some traction. I'm not fond of flippers that don't have a little bit of jimping going on. Very comfortable. And look at this. I love how it just completely disappears. Now let's check out the ergos. A quick reminder, call to action. If you're not subscribed, you want to be subscribed because you don't want to miss what is coming up on Beez Blades. And hit the bell button next to subscribe and hit all. That way you will get notified because we have some awesome live streams. I'll tell you about that here in a minute. Now my hand, we'll back out some more. My hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from here to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. Let's see if I can get a full purchase on this knife. It disappears in the hand. So here is where it is. I gave you my hand measurements. Right here is 3.5. So if I'm all the way up, my fingers are just getting it. Just getting it. Any hot spots? Well, no, I'm not going to be cutting through bricks or cutting down trees with this knife. This is going to be a letter opener, package opener, definitely a great steak cutter. I've used mine, my other one, this one here, I've used it for cutting steaks, for so many things. It is a lot stronger than it looks, but it's a gentleman's knife. It is a gentleman's carry. Take it to a wedding, take it to whatever. I mean, you could take it to work if you're allowed, in your shirt pocket. So the whole issue here is not about whittling sticks or anything else like that. And as far as the blade steel, It doesn't have the strongest blade steel in the world. I'm not familiar with the, what is it, 1.4116. And as far as I know, this blade steel is the same that you get with a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. So that means it's not going to hold an edge forever, but it's easy to sharpen back up or strop back up. So for what you're going to use it for, I think the blade steel is going to be really good. I can feel the pocket clip. You can see how wide the pocket clip is out there, but it almost kind of gives me more grip because I'm not going to be gripping or bearing down with this knife. Anything I'm going to be cutting is going to be light. It's going to be lightweight. So I'm not even worried about, squeezing it for hot spots or anything like that. So the pocket clip's not going to be an issue in that regard. All right, so what do I think about it? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get down, break this down, take it apart, and then we'll see what I think. All right, you ready to do this? This is everything. If you want to take a screenshot, this is everything I use to take my knives apart and clean them. Get you one of these. You'll see why. This is for breaking screws free. Get you some Loctite. Make sure that you get the right kind. If you don't get the kind that you see here, you are going to end up with problems. And also, KPL Knife Pivot Lube. I have 10% off to KPL Knife Pivot Lube, and they have all kinds of maintenance supplies, awesome cloths, all kinds of maintenance supplies. I use these little swabbies, little doodads, I call them. I love these things. These are at KPL Knife Pivot Lube, and these awesome bit drivers from CRKT. These are $20. I have links to all this stuff, and get you a Weehaw bit set. Just save yourself the trouble. Don't get the cheap set because you will strip them. Then you'll end up buying this one and be like, man, he said to get this one. And look here, I already have mine out, and you can use this as a bit driver. Check that out. You can put your bit in there. How's that for convenient? But if you want to get it yourself, make sure you get the one that starts with 5T. Otherwise, you'll end up with the wrong size. How do I know? Because that's what I did. All right, so which side are we going to go for? Well, obviously this side's not going to work because your clip's in the way. So we're going to go from the show side. And I've had T8 right here. And this is probably going to be a simple one. But watch me eat my words. Now, the other CEOs that I showed you, I will have those in the description. In the description of every video, I know I have some folks after the video ask me where they can get a knife. And at the bottom, over in the corner, if you're watching on your phone, there's a wide angle little V. If you tap that, it will show all of the things that I'm talking about. When I always point down and I say in the description, all you do is just tap that, or if it says show more, tap that, and you will see all the knife maintenance supplies that I recommend. There'll be knives in there. There's all my discount codes to the different places like White Mountain Knives. Lancelot Leather has awesome leather goods. And let's see here. It has a little bit of Loctite on it, which means you probably want to use some Loctite. So I'm going to set that up here out of the way. So look at that. Simple construction. 2 screws, and there we go. Our scale is off, and one other thing is you can use pieces of this microfiber cloth, and I just put a little bit of alcohol on here, and I'm just cleaning it off. Not that it looks like it needs it, but here's a look what it looks like. Look at that. Nice milling there for weight reduction. Very simple, very simple. Let's see how, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. There we go. Let's pop this bad boy off of there. Man, it is on there good too. Whew. It is tight. Not going to say it. Not going to do it. Now, someone in the chat told me what these little plastic doodads are called. These, and I know you're going to say it again, and I really appreciate it. But you can get these cheap little things, little plastic pry bars, so you don't hurt something when you have one that's kind of stuck like that. But there you go. Look how clean. Very, very clean. I'm going to set that up here, and look at these little ball bearings. Wow. I love ball bearings. Those are so sweet looking. And man, this is one of the cleanest knives I have taken apart in a while. It is extremely, extremely clean. Wow, very clean. And I'm going to go ahead and take our pivot out. Is our pivot D-shaped? Let's take a look here. Come on now, focus. We're having a little trouble here. There we go. It is not a D-shaped pivot. Yes, it is. Ha! Or I'm just blind. No, see there? It's flat on this side, so that means it's going to stop somewhere. Somebody's going to stop it. There we go. That's what keeps, see that D right there? That's what keeps it from spinning when we take it apart. And I'm going to give you an up close and personal look here at this little ball bearing. Wow, it is tiny. I think this is the smallest ball bearings that I've ever worked with. It's with the CEO. Look at here. Would y'all look at it? Just look at it. It's so little. I'm going to check and see if this is steel ball bearings or if it is ceramic. I have a strong magnet here, and they are steel ball bearings because it is sticking to the magnet. That's easy to figure out. I'm going to take this one off. And these, I always put everything back together how I find it. And these, the open side of the ball bearing right there, the open side was facing outward towards the scale. So that's how I'm going to put it back together. All right, so we have this one all cleaned off, and there really wasn't much to take off. Now, if you look in here, we have some gunk going on. A little bit of that is the lube that they put on it. But you know what? It snapped out really nice. You saw it snapping out really easy. Imagine how it's going to snap out once I get all this stuff out of here. And this right here is wet with alcohol. I'm using that alcohol to clean it out. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Let's see. Definitely going to be better. But, you know, with this one, it's so snappy, it's not going to be an issue to begin with. But there is your whole knife taken apart, and it's really simple. I've had a lot of people say, hey, man, thanks for showing me that. Because, you know, it could be kind of scary the first time you take a knife apart. It's not that bad. It is really not that bad. So we're going to start putting it back together. Now, on Friday nights, if you have not been to Beez Blades live at the Hive, you want to be on Friday night. Make sure that you hit the little bell button next to the subscribe when you subscribed, or when you subscribed. If you didn't hit that little bell button and click all, you might not get the notification, because you'll be notified a half an hour before the show starts. And we go for every Friday night, Beez Blades live at the Hive, from 8:15 to at least 11:15. So whenever you get the chance, you can drop in. And if you've never been in there before, you can stop in. You don't have to say anything, but you will discover that it is so much fun to talk about knives or whatever else comes up. Sometimes it turns into peanut butter or cereal or movies, and you name it. Let's see. What are we doing here? Going in from this end? No? Okay. It's wanting to give me a little trouble, so I'm going to put my flat end to match that end. And just want to be a little contrary. You're going to go in there for me. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. So I'm going to put this facing outwards, just like it was. And, you know, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to have these facing inwards, because that's probably how it was. And I'm just not paying attention because, you know, I'm always worried about time. But you guys have told me before, hey, don't rush. You know, we're in it to win it. We want to see it. So I'm putting a little bit of KPL on here, making sure all those ball bearings are nice and looby-doobed. And then also I'm going to put a little bit of KPL around the pivot, just a little bit. Make sure we're all nice and lubed up. And we're going to put a little bit more inside here. Inside here. That's why I like these swabs. I mean, some people don't use them. I love them. I absolutely love these swabs. Let's see. How are we doing here? We're going to go like this, because that's how we're going to look when we're locked up. All right. Yeah, this is going to be smooth. Man, it's going to be smooth. Put a little bit more on that. Make sure it's all lubed up really well. Yeah, you don't even have to worry about the action on this one, because it was already so snappy and smooth to begin with. But back to the lives, you don't want to miss Beez Blades live at the Hive. It is so freaking fun. Now this dude has some tight tolerances getting back in there. So I want to make sure that I have it back in how I found it. All right, see there? See on the inside? I want to make sure that I have that clipped in all the way, or we'll have problems. And I think, yeah, it is definitely very tight going in there. The tolerances, remember when I took it apart? So I'm going to, let's see. Let's do this. There we go. There we go. That makes more sense. Everything's nice and clean. Back in there, really nice. All right, let's put the scale back on. See how easy that was? That was easy peasy lemon squeezy. It doesn't get much easier than that. I mean, I've had some easier than that. But I really appreciate all of you. I mean, we are just whamming and jamming. We are having so much fun. The channel is just so much fun. All of you and the interaction. Make sure that you say something in the comments. Even if you don't have a comment about the knife, you know, all you channel members, all you patrons, all you subscribers that have already watched the videos, you already know. Now, if you're new, you'll want to put a little bit of KPL. You'll want to put a little bit of Loctite on this and then let it set. After you take it apart, let it set for at least a day to dry. This is what the solid Loctite looks like, and you just put a little tiny dab on the threads. I'm not, for two reasons: for the interest of time, and also because I check mine all the time and take mine apart on a regular basis. Now let's get this screw back to where it was supposed to be before I popped it out of there. Uh-oh, we got turned. Now see, had it all done and all ready, and then I popped my screw out. Can we get it back in there? Can we get back in place? Let's see if I can push this back in here. Okay, there we go. Got it started. Got it started. Now I'm going to tighten this all the way down just with a couple fingers. Just with a couple fingers. And then I'm going to tighten this one down, and then we'll see how the centering is. I'm just doing it with a couple fingers worth. Not super tight. Let's see what the centering is going to look like. It is pretty darn centered. Doesn't get much better than that. Let's see how snappy it is. Ooh, yeah. All right, back to the big screen. And we're back. All right, so what do I think about this thing? Well, first of all, it is very lightweight. I know it's good in and out of the pocket. This is what you see. You've already seen what it looks like in the pocket. It disappears, just looks like a pin. It's very comfortable. It feels nice. You know, I would almost swear that this was aluminum. It just looks and feels way more fancy than maybe it actually is. But the other versions that I have on here, I will put links down in the description if you like one or the other, so you could go check them out. You know, the prices aren't too bad on them. White Mountain Knives, you can get the discount, and if it's not on White Mountain Knives, I'll put a Amazon link in there. That way it takes you straight to it. You don't have to look for it. But as far as this one, I guess the only thing I noticed was the pass-through. There's no pass-through, it's straight across. So to close it, you kind of have to put your fingernail in there to close it. That would be the only negative, if you want to call that a negative. That would be the only little drawback, is that you have to use the corner of your... Now, can I use my skin? Yes. Oh, you know what? You pretty much have to use a little bit of fingernail to get in there. So let me know what you all think. Give me a comment. What do you think? Do you like these CEO style blades? Do you want to see more videos on these CEO style blades? I really like them. You know, I carry a lot of big knives, and I really appreciate the smaller ones like this. I mean, I like them. I use them a lot. These little pokey stabby things, I mean, I'll use them to cut apples, oranges, all kinds of things at the office. They are great knives. So remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.